Good morning, YouTube. Captain Paul here, and today we're getting ready to take this 40 Choi Lee back out on the loop. And this morning we are facing weather challenges today. Looks like this nasty fog has cleared up, but we've got other challenges ahead of us because we've got a cold front rolling in, and then we got to pick our route. And today I'll kind of go over that a little bit of what I'm looking at, and then what determines what direction we're going to go when we make this Gulf crossing, which right now, looking at the weather and everything, I think we're going to change course just a little bit. Anyway, good morning, and we're getting ready to shove off here. So guys, one thing about this boat right here is it might be one of the older boats that I've been on, but it's probably the most sophisticated boat that I've been on too, because the electronics package on it is it's way up there. I mean, this is a pretty techie guy, and he has lithium batteries, chargers. He's got 2 alternators on the port engine, and it's just working well. Everything's talking together nicely, and that's how we were able to travel all day yesterday in all this fog, is having all of this stuff, even as far as having like a foghorn that's automatic. It just blows automatically, and it's all hooked up, it's all integrated. We have our EPIRBs here. These are for our personal, so if one of us was to go overboard, we activated those last night, and then we actually have an EPIRB right here. We're going to hook that up today, or install it today, but we activated that last night too. So just a very, very electronic, tech-heavy boat, and everything's working perfectly. So that's very exciting. So guys, just a quick heads up and a reminder, because here I am on this 77 Choi Lee, and this is basically the Doc and his wife's loop. They are looping this boat, and they're getting it ready for the loop. And I think they had some frustration when they first bought the boat. They've owned the boat for quite a few years now, but getting the boat ready for America's Great Loop. We were joking around last night, like, do you need this system? And yesterday when we were fighting that fog, there was no hesitation, because he understood the importance of having these certain systems in place. And then the money didn't really matter, because these are the systems we need. And so when I was getting ready for this trip, I said, I need autopilot. I'm not gonna go across the Gulf without the autopilot. And and he sees that just after these short few days. It took us almost a full that first day to get the autopilot dialed in after the install. But it's worth it, because this autopilot has done probably 95% of all the steering of this boat since I've been on it after we got it working. I'm glad that he took the experience, and he's getting to really, really know the boat to have a successful loop, and for him and his wife, and having the boat ready and having these systems are important. And then we're doing kind of this shakedown cruise, and we're getting the boat past the Gulf so that they can start their loop when we get it over to Florida. Guys, we're in East Bay now, it's called. I'll show you the map there. And so on the, on one side of Panama City is West Bay, and on the east side of Panama City is East Bay, and that's where we're at right now. See back here, we got a working barge, a big barge back there, coming into the channel with us. And we also back into these waters of really having to stay in the channels. A lot of you can see a lot of shallowness. The dark stuff's all shallow and deep, so you really got to pay attention here The same thing in West Bay and East Bay, we're both the same. You really got to pay attention where you're at because you don't want to run the boat aground. A lot of dolphin. Beautiful morning out here. A little bit more breezy this morning. Boat's doing great. Autopilot's doing amazing. And Doc's down there right now. He's messing with that alternator, I think, trying to get it talking to the lithium batteries. Boss, look at that. That's a sea tow. What is that thing? Is that thing even worth towing? What is it?
It looks like a dredge or
some type of a dredge.
Yeah. I like the towboat though.
Yeah.
Sea tow.
Twin Suzuki.
Yeah, that thing goes.
Yeah, it's a dredge.
Okay.
It is a dredge.
Well, we like dredges. Yeah, it looks like a giant pump. See that thing in the back?
Is it even worth anything though? Look at that thing.
It says posted no trespassing. Okay, so don't get on there and just wreck me.
Maybe they're moving it as part of the, I don't know. You know, it's different people have different dreams, you know what I'm saying? So some guy might think there's value in that thing and want it, but to me it looked like it needs to be a reef out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Or it could be scrap metal.
Yeah.
But
or maybe it actually does, even though it looks
old and
old, they actually use that something, but just the engine quit. The engine goes back to get repaired.
Something. Anyway, doesn't look good, boss.
Right.
Sitting here and I'm driving the boat and I'm looking at the autopilot and I'm looking at the chart, I'm looking ahead of me, I'm looking down this very narrow river right here, and I want to explain to you, like, when do I engage and disengage the autopilot. So for me, it's when I get to another boat, when I see another boat and I need I'll hand steer the boat, or when I get to a bridge or some type of an obstacle or a very sharp corner, I'll take control of the boat and use the wheel and the engines. But besides that, I'm using the remote on this autopilot, and that's like it's doing literally, since we've turned it on and got it hooked up, about 90% of all the steering in this boat, even in this very narrow channel right here, which I would say, this is only probably 200, 300 feet wide, 400 feet wide, but I still, the autopilot, that's how I steer the boat. Getting ready to go past the Gulf County Canal, and that will lead right down to Port St. Joe is where that canal would go. Never been down it. I should try it one of these days, but it's about a 10, 12 mile ride down there to Port St. Joe. You can kind of see it here on the chart right here. That's the canal right there, coming off of this canal. See the hole from there to there. That's where you would come out in that canal. So you can see the canal. Signs telling you where to go. And we are going to keep going straight to Apalachicola. You see right there, that sign, it says to Port St. Joe Marina. I think it says 55 miles. Check out my shadow, is that cool? So I'm using the remote on the autopilot to steer the boat. I want to steer right 10 degrees. There we go. Here we come around. Come around this sharp corner here. I'm strictly using the remote from the autopilot. Just kind of stretching my legs a little. See, I'm standing on the very front of the boat, and I'm just using the remote to steer the boat. I'm just keeping myself down the center of the channel, stretching my legs. Making the transition out of the canal into Lake Wimco. Nice and calm out here today. You gotta be careful. Looks like you can go anywhere out here, but you gotta stay in the channel or you're gonna run this boat aground. Close to Apalachicola. You guys can kind of see the scenery. Just another beautiful day on the water. Over here, or if it's coming up, I think it's this dock over here on the right. I got stuck on that dock one day. This is I don't think this bridge is I think it's inoperable. Don't know if this swing bridge works. I don't believe I've ever been stopped by it. Yeah, he's like me. Put the boat in, take the autopilot off. So this is Apalachicola. Sure, I want to try and park on this wall here, but I'm not sure. Let's see what we got here. Hello guys, Captain Paul here, and today we're at Apalachicola with this 40-foot Choi Lee. And we've just stopped. Here's this, like the city park downtown here. You see all the shrimp boats. And we had a great day on the water. Boats running perfectly. We did have one of the transmissions, the starboard transmission. We were checking the heat on that, and had to reach out to Brian over at American Diesel. Thanks, Brian, over at American Diesel. And just make sure the temperatures look good on that and everything like that. But boat's running absolutely flawless. Probably have about another 7 to 10 days on this thing. And get it over to the other side of Florida on the Atlantic side. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this little series as I'm with the owners who want to stay anonymous, but they're you know, this is their loop. They're doing America's Great Loop, and I'm with them for the part of the crossing and then through the Okeechobee. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it. And you need anything, just let me know. Thanks. Bye.